I want my libations.
Hey y'all. All right, we are back.
We're back.
Shit No One Else Says podcast.
Yes.
It's your girl Victoria.
It's your girl Fancy D Ray.
All right, and we are in the building. This is episode 71.
71.
Yes, 71. So everybody knows it's the month of October, correct?
Right.
I have my Halloween nails.
I have mine too. Beetlejuice. And it can be the Joker too because of the colors. But I was going for Beetlejuice. Okay.
Yes. Okay. I was just
nice
going
too.
for Halloween. So in what is the word? In What? In representation of Halloween, we decided to do a episode that on the spiritual side, I guess,
right,
if you want to call it that. So we do have a special guest in the building, and I do want to acknowledge that this beautiful woman, I have to say that because I do think that you're very pretty.
Yes, she is.
This beautiful woman has driven from Jersey to bless us with her presence. So
yes.
I just want to thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure.
And, everybody, let's give it up for Honey the Goddess.
Yay! Way from Jersey.
Way from Jersey. We got people out in Jersey trying to hear us, baby. We international. Oh, that's not international.
We can stay
Statewide.
We coastal. We
We international. In the United States. Okay. Yes. Bring it back.
Bring it back just a little bit. Bring it down.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and just what we're gonna be doing tonight. We do have some questions and things for you, but just let us know all about you.
I am your sister, okay? Usually, first of all, I've been doing this for quite some time.
What?
Doing what? Yes.
Reading folks. Reading. Connecting with spirit.
Okay, in the midst of that, let me ask this.
Go ahead.
How long have you known that you've been able to connect? Like, because I know you probably had, this is something that's been going on your whole life, but like, when did it become like, okay, I got something. She got some fire.
She got some fire.
I have something going on with me. I know I'm different. Like, how old were you when you noticed that?
Very young.
Very young.
Very young. To the point where I had to go tell my mom, like, I think it's something standing by the window in the living room. Young.
Wow.
And, oh my God, I just felt things. I was seeing things. I was just like, I don't know what's going on. Who do I talk to?
Right.
My mom never had that conversation about it was something going on with her. And she, was premonition, having premonitions.
So your mom had them also?
Yes.
Okay. So
but we didn't realize that until farther down the line when I started saying, okay, I'm seeing this. I'm having this. Mm-hmm. And then after a while when I was younger, I shut it out.
Okay. Because you were tired of it.
I was tired.
Yeah, I've hered that how is that? Because I find just different shows and stuff I watch. Mm-hmm. Girls, nobody I know. But I be watching, I watch some stuff.
What's the stuff? Tell us.
Well, I watched all, I got real invested in the Teresa woman.
I can't think of her last name.
Yeah. And then there's another one. He's really young and he does the stars or whatnot. I don't know his name.
Yeah,
he's gay. He's a white boy.
Yeah, white boy. I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name.
Right, but he's super young and he. So I watch him a lot.
I'm going to take it back. I'm the one who was watching Sylvia Brown.
Oh.
I was looking at. I know a lot of people felt some type of way about Miss Cleo. But when she did her commercials and stuff, I was like, this is very interesting what she's doing.
But we know Cleo was making money, though. We do know. Because, she was out at a time where there were several people on TV doing this.
Yeah, because at one point there was a TV, it was an epidemic of, it only came out late at night, like the 100 psychics and shit like that. It only came out late at night.
You know how when you start something, then all of a sudden, when it's hot, okay, let's commercialize it. And I feel like she got overwhelmed.
Yeah.
To the point it was like, oh.
So she was real. Miss Cleo was real.
You felt I don't judge people. You do what you do.
Right. You just leaving yourself open to it. Right. Now, Sylvia Brown was really popular. She was on Montel and stuff back in the day.
Montel was my stuff.
Yeah. I remember Montel. And Montel is Sylvia Brown to help with some police cases.
Okay. Yeah. I remember her. So you said your mom kind of has the same thing. So I guess your family didn't react to you in a type of different way, or because you shut it out, they didn't know that you were, seeing things, or however it was,
It was more of, okay, let me share this to see what they say. Because when I was younger, I wasn't even thinking about this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was in 4th grade, 3rd grade, and they was in school talking about, you read your horoscope? What's your zodiac? And I was like, what? What's that?
How did you have, enough confidence to be able to go to your mom and talk to her about this and not feel like something was wrong with you? Or, let me change that word. Not feel like something was wrong with you, but just... Kids nowadays, they have to have that space to be able to go to their parents. So how do you feel like you had enough confidence to be able to express that?
To be honest with you, when I was younger, once those certain things start to happen, I shut it off.
You shut it off.
But then there was a piece of me where I started to do my walk, my spiritual walk. And I was like, I need something different. I'm tired of the same old stuff. And I was like, okay, now it's time for me to find myself again. You know what I'm saying? And it was probably around 2000, I want to say 13 is when I started to come back and say, okay, I need to come back into myself. And so when I started going to massage school, okay, when I started working there, I was like, okay, I want to do this. And that when it started opening up, because the people around me were like, Reiki, Feng Shui, like they was incorporating these different things, and I was like, okay, this is different.
Yeah.
So that's how that came back. But as far as my parents, they're supportive.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people who are walking the path just like I am, and they're like, my parents feel this way. They're Christian. They're whatever. Right. And they're just like, we're not touching that.
Yeah.
But
you could have had one of them like, you know how them old school black parents like, baby, settle down. Somebody call Pastor John. Call him. Come put hands on him.
But see, that's the thing about what I'm doing. I'm like, they was like, energy. What is that? I'm like, aren't you alive? It's the same thing. How are you breathing? That's how. That's what I'm connected with. Without the meat. The meat suit thing.
So let me ask this, because we hadn't said it. So what do you classify yourself as a psychic, or like how do you medium, like what is
I never labeled myself.
No
labels. You just know you got a gift.
I just know I read it. Like I've never like. It was hard for me to even kind of set up my website, because I was like, what exactly do I want to call myself? Like,
okay, so what is your website?
honeythegoddess.com.
honeythegoddess.com. Remember that.
And so on the website, I mean, you don't have any type of, it doesn't say like, I mean, you say what you do basically.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. In my bio.
It's like in the bio, but it's no like I'm this or anything like that.
I consider myself an intuitive.
Okay. Intuitive, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. What you got next, Vance?
Okay, so I remember you were saying, I remember you saying that you shut the psychicness off, or the gift. I don't want to say psychic, but the gift that you have, you shut it down. Mm-hmm. I was once told, and I honestly believe, because I feel like this, that everybody has some type of psychic ability. You just don't know how to tap into it.
I'm gonna go a little bit further.
We've been suppressed.
My peripheral is off the chain, and that's all I'm gonna say. And they move, and I know I'm seeing something.
I know it feels good.
Hey, somebody's watching me.
My sister always say that. My peripheral is off the chain.
So do you feel like everybody has a gift
Absolutely.
to be able to? But they're just, and like I said, we've been so dumbed down, and we've been so suppressed from
to not even tap
into these type of things. The mind is a very powerful thing, and it can be controlled, and it has been controlled here lately. So there's things that we can do that people, that's how I feel, that people can't get into. So do you feel the same way, or have you, heard about that, or?
From my experience, my awakening came, I was in Vegas. I was in Vegas. We was going out, and then
oh, baby, my vacation. I can't shoot it like I did that Cuervo.
You can't.
I can't shoot
that.
I'm
trying. It's about to knock everything.
No. You can't shoot that. You said that. No, it's nothing with it. You don't even try to
ancestors.
Yes. You don't even try to do it.
Right.
You just sip it. It's fine.
My awakening happened when I was in Vegas, and anytime you're near water or you're by the mountains, that's when you're going to have your peak.
Told you I should have put my feet in the water when we was in Pensacola when the moon was remember I kept saying?
Yeah. We was talking about that dirty water, right?
No, we was right there. The fish was jumping
off.
Yeah.
I
didn't mean to cut you off like that. Yeah, I'm sorry. But I told you I should have put my feet in the water. But go ahead, girl.
And I'm going to say this too. Always when you go to the beach, I always bring a gift because the beach is connected to Yemia, which is part of the pantheon of Yoruba. But it's healing. It's healing with nature. So anytime you do go, take something, and you always take something back.
Now you got to speak English to me.
I'm
just
because okay. So when you go to the beach and take your what? You take fruits. You take.
But you said it was for Yemia.
Yemia.
So what is that?
Yemia, like I said, it's going into, it could be African spirituality, it could be Cuba. We have different divisions, right? But Yemia
from where they dropped us off at. Okay.
Or did they drop us off? Have we always been here?
Oh, girl, yes, we have. Yes, we have.
This is
hello.
Don't play with me. I was from damn Africa. I was here, goddamn it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's what our origin.
Okay, so bring the
let's bring it.
Yemia.
Okay. Yemia is she is the protectress. She is mother. She is the womb. That's what she gives birth. Anytime you see a woman pregnant, it's good example. Did you all see Cassie when she did her fraternity?
No, I know she's pregnant, and I don't follow her. I mean, I follow her, but she doesn't come up in my feed because I don't go to her page often.
I don't go to theirs either. However, I do follow the shade room.
Right.
But she was sitting on the beach, and she was like, sitting at the water, and that's the archetype. She was the archetype. You know what I'm saying?
So she knew. So she knew to let that water come up in there. Bless that baby. So she was letting the water come in the
Look, that's why our babies never drowned in for Memorial Day. We always bring fruit to the beach.
Yeah.
We bring a bunch of food.
And you should do that.
That's why none of our babies drowned at Memorial Day. What?
Yeah, I'm saying. Because it's been a couple times we almost lost them.
No, we didn't lost it. We almost lost a couple kids. What you talking about? You talking about our baby.
Yeah.
I want to bring it back because you always talking about.
We skip.
I want to bring it back because you all asked the question about suppressing your gifts and things like that.
Right.
And like I said, I had my awakening in Vegas. Anybody, when you're coming up, one thing for sure. When you're a child, you're very open. Kids are very open. Their heart is open. They're open to receive. And kids are very honest. Like I see them as the little ancestors. But as you get older, you see things and you start to work these 9 to 5s. Then you don't have the energy to have time for yourself. Right. So you're starting to compress. You're like, I don't have time to tap in. I don't have. So you're closing yourself off. You're closing your heart off. Your mind is focused on, damn, I got 9 to 5. I got to pay these bills. I got kids.
And they have no care in the world. So they're open to so much.
Exactly.
Right.
So with us, it's like you really have to sit and have time for yourself and say, you know what? Let me meditate. Let me focus on myself. Let me dive in within myself. But there's so many people, and I feel like I'm the biggest advocate of mental health. And so there's a lot of people who it can be suppressed because you're taking prescription drugs. I always tell people, please don't, if your child is on ADHD, don't give them the Ritalin or stuff like that. Trying to find some type of outlet for them to express themselves, because that's what's really what they're receiving so much energy, they don't know where to output it. So do it in a creative aspect. For us as adults, I feel like from my experience, a lot of things I wasn't taught. So it was like, oh my God, society. How do I survive in society? How do I function? Like, how do you do this with money? Like, you're just so concerned about everything on the outside that you don't even have time for yourself. So that's how certain things get shut off. But how do you get back to that is you focus on yourself and not be too focused on
everything else
and
meditation.
Yes. Definitely meditation. Okay, so last night, my daughter, she woke up at 3. This is after, I find out the story, later on when we wake up at our regular time. So my alarm goes off at 6:30, and normally she comes and wakes me up. But my alarm went off, and she wound up walking in my room, and it was like, I'm up anyway, so it was before 6:30. So she walked in my room, and it was like 6. The alarm for me is at 6:30 to make sure that she's up. That's why I went all over the place for a second.
Right.
But anyway, so she comes in, and it's 6 o'clock. So I was like, "You already up, baby?" And so she's already fully dressed and everything. She's like, "I woke up at 3 o'clock." We've all done that. Woke up and didn't look at our time and stuff, and got dressed and thought stuff was going on, and then whatever. But come to find out, so she woke up at 3. She even took the dog out and stuff like that, and got dressed, and then so that was just my main concern, telling her that was completely unsafe, and oh my God, you really, and I was telling her, you weren't awake, baby, you did everything, sleep. And then once more comes out, then I do find out girl, you were dead ass sleep. But so she goes to school, she tells her friend what happened, how she wakes up at 3, whatever. He winds up having almost the exact same experience, but he Googled the 3 o'clock hour.
It's a spiritual awakening.
Okay.
And I told you that you're talking about that's the night of the desert hours of the devil.
No. That's what I didn't explain that to her today. I'll be playing with you.
No,
that is not how I explain that. So I explained it to her as
a spiritual awakening.
And I explained to her that that could have been my mom or or whatever don't, because they looking up craziness on the internet or whatever. So I was telling her I'm sure they was looking up some demon nonsense, and it was telling them that demons wake you up at 3 o'clock, because that's what it says when you Google the 3 o'clock. It doesn't.
That's not what I found.
Well, you can find that it's a demon hour. 3 o'clock. You speak on that, but I was.
I don't know.
But come to find out, once she starts, once I hear more, and she starts to believe me, because at first she was like, I was up, but she doesn't really remember doing anything. Mm-hmm. So I was like, baby, you weren't up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, I don't know how you tell someone to look at the time who wasn't up, but we've all done that as kids. But she was legit sleepwalking last night, and it was just kind of scary. But she said she didn't go outside. She just opened the door and let the dog out. And I was like, well, still, just, I don't know.
So she remembers her reaction.
She knows that she got up and got dressed, because she was dressed, and she remembered taking the dog out. But she said she doesn't remember. She doesn't remember getting dressed. Mm-hmm. Let me see.
Your daughter is ancient. That's what I'm getting for one.
That she's ancient?
She's ancient.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
She is an old soul.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, she's so old.
Yes, that makes sense.
A lot of these, in the next few years, we're going to be seeing a lot of things that we're not used to. And that's not to get you scared of anything, but to prepare yourself and those who are watching. We have these little ancestors who are coming through, who are just going to be doing things. They're going to say things. Stuff is going to just come out. Yes, you all are correct. 3 o'clock is the spirit hour.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's when you get up. That's when you're the most creative. A lot of people think, and I'm going to throw some science here. A lot of people think when the sun is out, that's when things growing. No. everything grows in the dark.
It does.
So when you have that idea, when you're like, oh my God, in the morning I just feel some type of way, it's spirit, one, talking to you, but two, that's your creative. That's when your juice is flowing. Most of the time, that's when I'm working. If I'm doing anything, I don't know how long you've been following me, but I'm like, all right, y'all, it's competition time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm up at 3 a.m. I'm connecting with spirit. I'm like in tune. But with your daughter, she has sight. And what I'm also feeling is that
I've kind of felt
there's a grandmother. There's a female energy that walks with her.
Right.
There's also a male, but I'm getting like Ogun energy. And what I say about Ogun, I'm going back to like archetypes with African spirituality, but that's a warrior spirit. So that's a very positive thing, you know, to have a spirit walking with you. But other than that, it's like I'm not getting anything negative, like something, you know how some people are like, oh, it's something attached to her, or no, I don't feel like it's negative.
She's a good kid.
No, and I explained to her too that, you know, whatever they were Googling and looking at and whatever, you know,
you have to be very careful with Google.
Yeah, right, and I was like, you know, that's not what it is, and you need to take everything with a grain of salt, but you need to think of it more of a positive, you know, because if you say it's negative, then it is something negative that woke you up. But if you say it's, you know, it was a positive that woke you up, and it's, you know, whatever, then that's just what it is. Did you see that one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I told you.
Who? No.
Yeah.
Okay, so but I just thought that was also, you know, kind of a little coincidence too, that happened last night and he was coming here today, you know. And I even did tell her, but I just like.
So y'all ancestors was knocking at the portal. Okay.
So
the veil is thin. Anytime around Halloween, the veil is thin. It's very faint. So you'll witness certain things and feelings and expressions, and you're like, all right, ancestors.
So you do feel like Halloween is not just candy and costumes. You do feel like Halloween does actually, because growing up, I was raised, it's a mixture between Seventh-day Adventist and Jehovah's Witness. So I didn't celebrate Halloween, but it was all because it was, you know, it's evil and devil. And then I mean what I was involved in anyways was like semi-cultish period. So it's like, it was a lot, you know. But even though it wasn't, let me not say that, because a lot of it is based on what the true
and not to knock anybody who's believing anything like that.
Right, because there are 7-day Adventists. I mean, I hear 7-day Adventists all the time. Mm-hmm. And when I hear that, I'm like,
Libations, girl. No.
When I hear it makes me, it reminds me that this is still, you know, people still practice this. And honestly, what it still is supposed to be what the true is, because the Sabbath and all of that's supposed to be on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, we're getting on something. So, yeah, it was all about, you know, spirits being, you know, Halloween was just not celebrated. That just was not what you did. Right. So of course, you know, when I have a child, I'm like, oh, we finna go hard. You know what I'm saying? This is like, I'm reliving my whole life trying to get this candy. Ask her, how are we on Halloween? This is our first Halloween.
I told her a couple years ago, I was like, you know, this was the end, right? Like, like she ain't gonna go, because last year she didn't even want to go.
I made her go. I made her. So
she didn't want to go last
just
year.
Passing out candy. She's done.
Yeah.
She won't even do it.
She's a freshman in high school.
So she's done. So but my question is Halloween, you know, more than just the candy and the costume?
I feel like with any holiday, to me, I feel like it's a ritual. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And let me break down ritual, because a lot of people like, what do you mean?
Right.
When you get up and wake up in the morning and get ready, that's brushing your teeth. Right. That's a ritual.
Exactly.
Right.
When you about to go out to the club, you pregame, you turn your music on.
Baby, that's a ritual.
That's a ritual.
And you be dancing to the ancestors and everything. You get ready. Right? Like, I'm about to fuck you up real quick.
You preparing yourself you can get to a certain thing. Halloween for me, I mean, I'm not too big on it, even though Halloween for me is every day. If you think about it, I'm not too much into the candy aspect of it because it's just like that's just for y'all to go to the stores and buy candy, and and I don't
get the economy going.
Exactly. Girl, yeah, because look at my crazy self. Because I'm right here, right? So I'm like, how I'm going to get the kids to come down here? So, girl, I done found me a sign at the Halloween, so I ain't bought it yet. But I'm going to put the sign out there by the street.
Let's say candy.
Yeah, and I'll point that way. And I think I could probably make my own sign now. I'm thinking about it. But just
talk about turn this way.
I'm going to have a little
come down here, I got candy.
Yeah.
Turn this way, I got candy. You better be passing out your motor one, just a little piece of candy gonna make somebody walk out back here.
I'm gonna have some good candy. I ain't gonna have it ain't gonna be like River Oaks or nothing like that. They be passing out bars. This is gonna be fun size over here. Man, we don't got bars over here. We got fun size. Here you go, but it's gonna be good. I like Almond Joys.
You're so silly.
Three Musketeers.
See, that's the grown-up kid.
The kids don't want that.
What they want? Some sweet
so Skittles.
Okay, see, I'm like
Musketeers.
Three Musketeers. Oh my God, I go crazy when I get that.
See, y'all good because I'm so hip because I'll be like, where's the granola bar and some other stuff?
Girl, let me tell you. I am so... my addiction for sweets and carbs and cheese is so bad, and I keep telling people this is a fact. The stuff that goes off in your brain for this stuff is the same as crack.
Yeah, it is. The dopamine, right?
Yes.
Dopamine.
This is why
the cheese, especially
cheese
sugar.
is crack for me. It's a problem.
Cheese is very good.
But anyway,
cheese is very good.
Cheese is very good. Different types of cheeses too.
Go. You got another question? All right, let's go back.
On to the next.
No, girl, we crazy.
Now, yes, we are.
I'm gonna fix your phone here so we can all be in the
That's
shot.
fine.
Let's see if we can do this.
Well, you can need to sit a little closer right here.
No, I don't know.
No, sit closer to me. You can still have your feet up, but just
that's all right. No, I'm liking how I am. So if it ain't
anyway.
gonna be like that. But anyway, okay, wait. I have a question. You moving slow.
Go.
So I already got it.
Cause you have interrupted me. You talking about shit? I ain't gonna take
the libations to hit her. And you already feeling it. Perfect.
Girl, the libations is up.
Yes, the libations. I like
that. Okay, so back to, can you explain, well not explain, but what was your first spiritual experience? Or do you remember that? Or do you want to share that? I'll say that.
My first
girl. Or what's the first one that you got?
That's like Betty Wright song. You gotta go back a little bit further.
Okay, what's the first one you remember? How about that? Because you could have had one at like 5.
Yeah.
My very first, like I said, going back to when I went to Las Vegas, we had did a lot of partying. And
how old were you?
I 20 something. Okay. I'm gonna just say 20 something. Okay.
Which was like last year, y'all. we ain't giving out no age.
We ain't giving out no age.
Be like my grandma. We ain't know nothing till the funeral. Grandma's home. No, y'all. I was laying in bed because y'all know Vegas. You got Area 51. You got just the energy out there. Period.
Right.
And I was laying in bed, and all of a sudden I heard, and I was like, "What the?" I was like, I know I wasn't drinking that. I know I wouldn't. Well, no, I did partake in herbal essence, but I was like, whoa, it sounded like something was knocking at the door. And I was like, okay, this is different. And after that happened, just little stuff started happening. After that, what's another instance? Girl, one day, me and my mom was at Walmart, and she was in her little chair. And then all of a sudden, something knocked off the shelf. And I said, "Mama, you seen that?" She's like, I'm moving forward. She was like, "I'm not paying attention." I was like, "What the?" It's many instances that I've had, but it's like I don't fear it, Because at the same time, I'm like, okay, my ancestors are trying to reach me, or it could be times where I forgot to do something. I was like, and someone could remind me of my grandmother. I was like, shit, I forgot to do something, or whatever.
And that was her way of
communicating.
Right.
Oh my gosh, and then those little things are the signs. So I've had 2 readings before. And that's what I've just always was told is that, and you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, I got away from that like big time because I'm not paying attention to that stuff anymore. But I was always told to pay attention to all like that, you know what I'm saying? Because I would, when I was really like, 3 months ago or whatever, before I'm just trying to get over stuff, I was like, oh shit, there's something, that's that. Like I was just on it like all day, you know what I'm saying? One time I was like running, oh my god, this is like the most creepiest thing ever. So I'm running right on one of my regular trails. And this was totally a Victoria's Secret t-shirt, but it was just crazy how I'm just running on the trail and this girl is just coming at me, but it doesn't say, normally Victoria's Secret stuff says Victoria's Secret, but this secret was not on here, and she just coming at me, and it's just Victoria like so big as day. And this was like, right after my mom or whatever. So I'm just running, and then I'm just like bawling and like running, but I'm just in like my playlist was just off the chain. It was just crazy how my playlist wasn't really giving me rap that day. It was giving me like good,
what you needed,
emotional, good R&B. Yeah. And so, girl, I'm just running and crying and singing loud, but I was like happy though, It was just weird, but the girl was just like running at me, and it was just like this big ass Victoria on her shirt. And I wanted to stop and say something to her, but she probably would have thought I was fucking retarded.
Everything has not to cut you off. And I heard something when you was talking. The ancestor was like, "It's going to start happening more." They said something else, but I just keep hearing it's going to start happening more. That's another thing, is like once you're in spirituality, or once you start noticing a certain thing, it's just going to start happening. And you can't ignore it. It's like,
but I feel I turned it off. That's what I'm saying. Like as I'm talking about it now, it's reminding me that I stopped paying attention. I stopped paying attention, and so now I'm like, yeah, I need to start back doing that, because I can realize like I stopped doing that. Like I have, but.
It's about to start happening more. If it's not through you, and not trying to be creepy or nothing like that, but you already seen it through your daughter. Like she's waking up and you're like,
yeah.
So it's just like not to be afraid. It's just more of y'all have to understand who we are as spiritual melanated beings. Like we're very powerful. We're very
so powerful. Speak on that. The spiritual melanated beings, because. My sister is, she's fucking weird.
Out there. Don't say weird. She's
out there. I'm weird, so I don't take, when I'm saying
weird is the new norm.
Yeah, it's like, I'm hella weird. So it's just, I don't.
You are weird.
Right. So I don't mean.
And no offense to anybody who feels any type of way.
Exactly.
Be true to yourself.
I am all of that. So, but she's, I would just say she's more in tune to things that I haven't decided to read yet. I'll say that. So it's not that she's weird. She's just. But when you say the melanated spiritual being, she's basically. I can't get it into words like she says, but basically we're like stars, or we're like, not even
as above so below.
Yeah, we're not even like us, and it's just weird, all the stuff.
I can give you movies that, and I don't watch a lot of movies. I need to start back, but a lot of it is in plain sight. Like if you was to watch Avatar, that will give you some insight.
I do feel like a lot of the movies be telling us stuff. I swear, because first of all, we're not the only planet. Let's be clear. Right. Like you got to be blind, deaf, dumb, crazy, stupid, or whatever you want to call it, if you legit feel like we're the only thing here. If we want to actually believe that there's an atmosphere, believe that all of that is there. This is what I was telling my daughter, like just last week. I said, either we're going to believe that we're flat in a dome and it's just us. But if you want me to believe about the moon, the stars, and the galaxy, and all of that stuff, because I'm not an astronaut, I've never been there. I'm an extreme conspiracy.
really walk the moon.
We talked about that. Because why haven't they been back?
But if you want me to believe it, then I have to go with the fact that there could be a whole nother planet chilling like we are. But just maybe they got like 4 ears or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But they go to work and shit just like we do. But maybe they got 11 toes, or whatever they other thing is that's different from us. But it could be a whole nother ecosystem chilling, driving, flying, whatever the hell they doing, just like we are.
Looking at us like
they
better not try to take over.
They better not try, because they know we here. We don't know what the hell they at.
Have y'all seen the meme that's like, ooh, Earth is so ghetto?
Man,
don't come here and save yourself.
Yes, Earth is ghetto. Honey.
I feel like y'all are asking some questions, because those are things that I usually don't talk about that, but however, from what I think and what spirit is telling me, yes, we are connected. Everything is connected. You're a reflection of me. We are from, sources. The stars. It's connected to your body. You know what I'm saying? You feel it. Just like when we had that full moon, new moon, you be like, earlier when we was here, you was like, girl, I feel some type of way, but now you lit. You know what I'm saying? It's because we feed off. It's a libation, and we're feeding off each other's energy. Stuff like that. That's why we always preach and make sure you take care of the ecosystem, because we need the trees. I was devastated when the Brazil stuff happened with the everything is connected.
Okay, wait, I don't know. Tell me.
Oh, Brazil.
They had a big fire in Brazil.
Rainforest.
But
that's our oxygen.
Yes,
that's our oxygen.
Like half of the world, more than half of the world oxygen comes from there.
Right,
that messes. Then we have global warming. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Now,
I don't know how true this is, because I didn't look into it, or I maybe should have. But supposedly, I heard that the natives of that land had won a lawsuit against an oil company. Then all of a sudden, the forest burns up, because they was trying to move in and maybe get some oil from the land.
It's all
and you have to remember, these native people, they're probably only a couple people that are connected in the real world. They still live in tents and because there's still people in the world that goes out and communicate with the real world, because there's still tribes out here. The day that we're in case people don't know, we still have to rule our tribes.
Ask that man who went over there trying to pray with pray with them people.
They told him don't come around on that island. Kills them, and nobody
still ain't got the body back.
Hello.
Come on, really.
He on the roast.
Yes, he on the roast.
They had a luau.
But so that is true. So they won a lawsuit against this company, and all of a sudden the rainforest is on fire.
So there was people that lived in the rainforest and in their,
because it's a huge rainforest.
Yeah. The rainforest in Brazil, we all know that's like some shit you don't want to be lost in. Because baby, there's some insects out there. So they were living there, and then other, colonizers want to come in and get oil from the land.
I believe so, right?
They don't want them to, and then so
they won a lawsuit. They couldn't touch it.
Okay, right.
And then all of a sudden,
because there is certain things that are preserved, like those people that killed that man, they're preserved.
Right.
And then now all of a sudden there's a fire in their area. And now are they gone from the area because of the fire?
Probably so. Like it was one of those California fires.
You just burnt down my
home. So it was like their whole situation is
I think how long did it burn? It burned
that's not the only, but y'all know that's not the only place it was in. It was in other places too. It's crazy.
That is so, and I mean, that's what happened. I mean,
colonizers.
Yes.
That's what
I mean, were they gentrifying the rainforest?
Everything. We can't have nothing. Everything.
Listen, I was listening to this podcast today, and he was just talking about DC and how he just goes home, and it just, it's just so sad. He's from DC or whatnot, and he's my age, I think, like our age, And so he was just talking about Marion Barry and all the things he did for the community, even though he was a crackhead, but he was still functioning and he did a lot for Washington D.C. and black people. Period. Right, he was a smoker.
He wasn't a crackhead.
And the bitch set him up. So the bitch set him up, and that's what he said too. That's what Marion Barry when Marion Barry got released from prison, he was like, the bitch set me up.
That's what he said.
Yes, girl. Google it. But anyways. So he was just saying basically how he comes home and it just doesn't look the same. But this is off the subject. We're talking about gentrifying the forest.
Yes.
But anyways, so
that's how we skip all over the place. Okay, so next question is, because we're coming into it, and I know we're coming into it, and I talk about
October the 28th.
That's the day?
New moon? Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about the new moon. Not quite yet. Retrograde is coming up.
Okay.
Yes. And so explain to the people.
Chop and screw. That's the best way I can explain a retrograde is chop and screw. It gets slowed down. The planet slowed down.
Okay.
Wow, I like that. H-Town shit.
That's the best way I can explain it, and people can okay, what does that mean? Mercury retrograde is basically Mercury is connected to communication. It is connected to also transportation and stuff like that. So during this time, everything slows down. And on a spiritual aspect, it's allowing you to see things that you wasn't seeing before. So you know how you try to go and do something and then it might not go the way you want it, and you're like, why is this not happening? And then you have to internalize, okay, wait, what is it that I haven't been seeing? I always recommend people to not do big investments.
Right.
I always say, hey, in the pre-shadow phases, please make sure you check on your car, because I've seen a lot of people, or don't even buy a car during this time because it will fail. I've seen people who have signed contracts and it just did not work out. Making sure that if you do leave, make sure you leave 2 hours early. If you have to go to the airport, there has been times when Mercury retrograde got my ass and I missed the flight. You know, you gotta be there 2 hours early, things of that nature. Right. It's nothing to be scared about. It's nothing to be worried about, because if it was fast, it would be the same way. Right. It's just being,
being more like on top, being more on your game around this time.
Right.
Now, this is my question about this retrograde, because why do I feel like...
Wait, hold on. What are the dates that are coming up?
I
wrote it down, but I don't know if it's the truth.
October 31st to November 20th.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, now why do I feel like this comes around a lot? Because
we have about 4 sessions a year.
Okay.
Yeah,
but that's
because I'm like, why is it always? I'm like, shit, can I have a break? This is so goddamn emotional.
But my thing is, people treat it like, it's like when it's coming, y'all, it's Mercury retro. It's like, y'all, we deal with this shit every day. Like, it's nothing. You can tell I call it the newbies who come in. I'm like, but y'all, we have other planets that's in retrograde. That's not just the only thing.
But the Mercury one is the one that is going to take the most effect, or, I mean, why?
It depends on what I've experienced is that I will set intentions. Say, okay, what do I need to reevaluate? Do I need to get more organized? Okay, what is it that I need to be more focused on, so when things speed back up and I move forward, or what ideas are coming to me? Okay, let me plan this out first, and then when it moves forward, I'm going to execute XYZ.
So it's actually good to, keep some type of log, I would say, during the retrograde of maybe your ideas and thoughts or anything that you might want to have started or do, and then so when that shit is over with, full speed ahead.
Mm-hmm. Anytime you have, always, like we have, what did we just come out of? It doesn't matter which planet it is, learn that planet. Why is this slowing down? Okay, Scorpio, for example, we're in Scorpio season. If it was anything in retrograde, okay, death and rebirth, not an actual death. People get a little scared when they hear death. No, it's about the transformation. Scorpio is about sex. Is there something about yourself sensually that I want to transform? Some people could have low, sex drive. Okay, how can I turn this little bit up? Or how can I take myself and rebrand myself to make me new again? So it just depends.
So every planet has a retrograde. It's just everybody's into the Mercury one
because that's the most. The one
that's the one that has been put on TV.
Right.
But really, we fucked up because Pluto, the one really fucking you. And you thinking it's Mercury. I gotta Google some stuff.
No, I had to Google my retrogrades of all the planets.
Look, we gonna put that on the website. We gonna put all the retrogrades. Okay, because I mean, I was clearly unaware. Honestly, I thought it was just Mercury. And I mean, like the new moon situation, and like you were saying, if we know that it's, Scorpio retrograde or, I'm just throwing stuff out. Yeah, if we just know what it is, you can
handle what's going on
accordingly,
your life. This is happening because this is going on. Or let me be on top of what's, I would love to do that also. Now, another thing that I've been into here lately, and we talked about it on the show, was the moon in its phases. Okay. So, basically, I just want you to kind of break it down of what the moon phases are, and because I talked about it really quickly, but I only talked about what was going on at the time, and I did break it down because I was like, I don't have enough time to get it all, and I got it, I wrote it down, but I think you're more of the professional.
But we do have the link on the Shit No One Else.
We do have the link.
We do have the link. All up there.
Yes, we do have the link.
So
now let me tell a quick story about my new moon real quick.
Okay.
Now the first night that matter of fact, I got it from your page. You was like, bam, it's a new moon. So I get on our group text and I'm like, y'all, it's a new moon tonight. And so a couple of people that were on there were saying, hey, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, So I was like, okay, cool. So I go outside and I'm really just bullshitting, I am. I'm outside, but I'm
Are you bullshitting? Are you following your spirit?
I was following my spirit. Okay. Let me tell you.
Right, you just think you bullshit.
Y'all think
you're doing what come to your mind.
Right, so I know my neighbors probably thought I was crazy because I got the phone in my hand because I'm on the phone on the group text and I'm just out there doing my moon dance. Just out there.
Balling.
Doing the moon dance in the middle of the street and my neighbors were sitting in the car like, what the? So anyway, did my moon dance, and I also like my sister-in-law, which is, she's our, I don't want to call her, my brother calls her witch. My brother calls her a witch doctor.
She loves it. She's my witch.
My brother calls her the witch doctor because she's really in tune and she studies and stuff like that. So she was just like,
she's watching.
She's watching too.
Hey girl.
She tells me I have to, and this is very hard for me, to step in the grass with barefooted.
Okay, so you're earthing.
It took me so long to do that. Like I was like the grass, you know what I'm saying?
Especially over here, I see all them dogs be pooing and stuff.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, So anyway, I did it, and basically, long story short, about a week later, I got me in 2019. So the moon dance, I was like, so once but that night that happened, and I started writing things down and started reading it, and I'm not on it like I'm supposed to be because I told myself I was going to pay attention to the moon phases, pay attention to what was going on during these times, and actually do these things and write these goals down so I can manifest my dreams. Mm-hmm. So I want you to basically break down.
Yeah, I said that too, but basically on October 28th, I'm gonna just be outside. And I'm gonna just do my little dance. But there is like a lot of stuff you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, you're supposed to be
just do that. I do a lot. I get off work. I go work out, try to get dinner done. I got time.
And see, but you actually do have time.
No,
and I'm glad you said that. No, I'm actually glad you said that. I'm gonna tie it in because I get a lot of clients who be like, man, look, I have my kids and I be trying to squeeze in time for yourself. Hey, when I go work out, I'm saying affirmations on the treadmill.
Now I should do that. Because that is time for yourself. And I never thought to be like working out and being like saying affirmations to myself.
Anytime, like half the time I love my music, but when I'm driving, I'm turning it off and I'm letting my spirit speak to me. It could be billboards talking to me or I'm getting downloads that's coming in. As far as the new moon, full moon. However, just go with your spirit. There's no right or wrong way. There's a lot of people who are like, well, honey, I had one young lady, and hey, she probably watching, and she was like, how do I call stuff into me? And I'm like, just demand it. Just say it.
Don't be calling the wrong stuff.
No, that's why I always say when you work with ancestors, please call benevolent ancestors because you got some ancestors who just wouldn't buy shit,
Right.
But you gotta be very specific.
Yeah.
Don't be calling on TT that stole from you. And not him alone. Or your auntie who,
talked about y'all.
Right.
But no, I always recommend everyone when it's the new moon and full moon, you have to see it as a rebirth thing. Take a spiritual bath. That's one of the biggest things.
What is a spiritual bath?
A spiritual bath is basically you baptizing yourself. You're baptizing.
So I'm gonna do the whole thing. I'm gonna go under in the tub and everything.
If that's what you want to do. I will take some herbs. Actually, perfect example because I'm planning on making a spiritual bath.
Oh.
So
put some oregano some thyme up in there.
This is
oregano and thyme.
For real, yes.
Okay.
That's what your ancestors was doing. What you think?
Right.
That's okay.
So I got this from Michoacanas down the street.
Oh, girl, I love Michoacana.
And it was just
from right here?
Yes. And they have a wall of herbs.
I know.
I love epazote because epazote will cut. Somebody actually
taught me. It smells a little minty?
It is. It has like a very tinge, like.
Yeah.
Somebody taught me how to actually go to the tree and pick it. However, go to the store and get your shit.
Yes.
And you brew it like a tea. You can throw that in, throw some basil. You can put some flowers in it. And you can sit it outside, for new moon and full moon and take your spiritual bath. You can get some water, put it outside for the new moon, let it charge for 3 days. 3 days before a new moon is very potent. So you can do it 3 days before, 3 days, and let it sit out there. You got some moon water. That's a spiritual bath. That's for those people who can't.
I put this in some water.
You can put that in some water.
And sit it outside for 3 days.
And you can sit it outside,
but
let it charge.
That's before the new moon, you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I pour that into my bath.
And you pour it into your bath. I always drain it because I don't want the herbs in there because ain't nobody got... Who gonna pick these flowers up?
Right. So drain that before you're putting it in your bath water.
Exactly.
And then you're having... So the bath I'm taking on the new moon day, right? And then that's when I'm...
You can do your candles. Set your intention, Spirit. I ask that you release anything that does not serve me. You can pass the candle around you just so it can grab whatever it is in your aura, and you put it next to your tub. Then you put your juice in it. Sometimes you might want to, if people do it in different ways. I deal with a lot of people on the East Coast, they can't sit down, so I would put it in a jug, and then you pour from head all the way down to your feet. You're releasing. You can submerge. Some people like, why would you want to submerge in the dirt? But however, some people, you might just need to sit there and talk to Spirit for a second. Okay?
You need to sit there.
I'm saying
you pour the water from head to toe on me as I'm standing in the grass, touching a tree.
You're doing extra. I don't have time for all that. I don't have time for my next time. What are you doing? I'm connecting with Spirit.
I'm gonna need you to go in the house because we put on police. Okay.
My neighbors is doing wellness check. Please, they doing
right. Oh no, don't do no wellness check.
There's no wrong way.
Baby just died in Dallas from a wellness check.
But no, there's no wrong way to spirituality. Whatever you feel is best for you, just do it.
But you're definitely saying you can do a spiritual bath on the new moon day. Do you recommend to do that also and then do some type of spiritual dance outside or I mean,
why do y'all make it seem like you gotta have a drum circle and just throw it?
That's what I said my ancestors did, and that's what I.
But no, wait, y'all. Let me tell you how. Let me tell y'all how it is because you can. I love dancing, period, because it flushes out your system. For those women who have a stagnant, your womb, you have issues, or you're just trying to get messages, you know what I'm saying? Do your dance. Turn on whatever it is that make you feel good. I actually recommend music with no words. Because you're going to be working your root chakra and you're releasing, you're relaxing. Usually songs with words, it plays a little part of your subconscious, so you have to be mindful of that.
Music is the only entity that doesn't need permission to enter the soul.
Real.
Lucifer.
Hello?
Light. The light bringer.
Music is the only entity
that
doesn't need. But it is. Think about it.
It's like you call them different things out, but Lucifer is within you. Like bringing your pineal gland.
Hello?
Right.
Hello?
Wait, your what gland?
Your pineal gland.
It's Lucifer.
What's your pineal gland?
The devil.
Girl, what is a pineal gland?
Why do y'all slang the devil word out? That's hilarious.
No, I said Lucifer. She said the devil.
Y'all need to research on duality.
I said the right name. I only said that because he was the goddess of music.
Oh.
Or she or whatever.
I don't even think the devil exists, me, personally. But I think the devil is within you. You know what I'm saying? The devil maybe doing know you did it.
Well, I think that there is
duality.
Right. I think you're saying good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right, but I do feel like.
But there's a man with a pitchfork.
No. Come on.
And then I just
let's just say it's the fight between your conscious and your subconscious.
Right. That's what it is.
So you know how they have the cartoon of them, like the angel is here and the devil is here. That's what
that's all it is.
And that would bring that would bring to my theory about that we are God. But go ahead.
Hello, black woman.
Say that. But no, I'm not saying black woman. I'm just saying like that's within yourself.
Within yourself,
like,
God.
We're thinking that it's this or whatever, but no, it's actually you, the person.
Right.
I
had what was I gonna say? The libations got me. I forgot that quick.
That ain't the libations.
Yes,
that's the herbal essence.
Probably so. We were talking about.
Oh, thank you all, whoever gave a donation.
Thank you.
Hey. I'm trying to see. I want to connect with y'all too. So
go ahead. Did you have anybody ask any questions?
Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, because you've been going in. Have you ever gotten that personal with your audience and told them your backgrounds?
When you go through my page, because I'm not just doing tarot cards. I try to make sure I do story time. That, hey y'all, this is what happened to me. I'm always telling my experience, because if you hear my experience, then you be like, okay, I connect with that. That makes sense to me. But they know my story. They know I got fired from the they know everything. I try to be open as possible, because I'm just like, y'all, I just started, doing this. I've been doing this,
So she was telling me that you said that we were a mother and a daughter. Because
I did say I wanted you to do a reading.
She cut me off so when you sent me the picture. And that's the thing. Like, if you send me a picture, I can just walk up to someone, whatever. I feel the energy, and when I looked at you all, the past life energy that I got, that you all was mother and daughter.
Who is the mother?
The mother. Probably be.
Y'all been together for.
Y'all have to see it. Fucking get rid of her. I've been with her. It's like this is 4 years now. How old are we?
About 40. Child.
This is how I explain it with past life situations. When we come into this plane, it's basically when we was in a spiritual, we was like, all right, y'all, pick your partner. We're about to go down to earth and have this project. It's a group project. And so both of y'all was like, you coming? Yeah, let's go. And y'all been doing this.
Okay, so and you say we've been doing this, meaning reincarnated several times. Mm-hmm. Or okay, so this is my question to that, or not my question, but this is my statement to that, because I've heard of that before also, and that was first brought to my attention when Nipsey Hussle passed away. Mm-hmm. So
rest in peace, the boo.
Right. So it is. Okay, so and this came from another podcast too, just some random thoughts, not no scholars or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So if you are constantly reincarnated, you've been reincarnated, 4 times. Every time you come back, you know a little bit more. So, and then this next time, a little bit more, a little bit more, and it keeps going on. So then it's kind of like, it was just brought up like, well, how many times do you think Nipsey might have been reincarnated to get to that Nipsey point? And then, because for him to only have been 33 and to be so...
The magic number.
Right. 33 is my family.
Exactly.
My family
so then for him to have only been 33 and then just to be so just rounded and, and just so much, I don't know exactly the word, but just so knowledgeable, so
you have to remember we're ancient. We
Yeah.
all are very ancient souls. The thing with Nipsey, that was a rodeo for him. He been here so many
times. That's what I heard.
Y'all have to understand that when we pass away, we're here to evolve, and then all that we've learned here, that consciousness, we take that with us. So when we come back again, we still have that same energy. However, there's a lot of people who have to pay karmic debt. What is karmic debt? That is something that happened in the past life that you bring into this life that you have to resolve. Like that lesson that you came here to learn, you have to, figure that shit out. And then you're able to go to the next level. Is like I say, it's levels to this shit, right?
So whoever he was at that time, I mean, they had reached their point, and I'm not saying like, it's gonna come in the form of some, fuck corner boy shooting you and then, you're dead, or I mean,
the thing, let me talk about that, because a lot of people, and I don't want to sound cold to anybody. The thing is, our purpose, we're here to ascend. Now, how we ascend, everybody chooses their journey of how they're going to exit. You actually have 3, if I'm not mistaken, what I've read, okay, is that you have 3 instances. Like, you have a near-death experience, you have a, like, you know how something happens, you're like, oh shit, I almost died.
Yeah.
And you choose like 3 times. And so one of those times you're like, you know what, I'm not quite ready yet. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep going. Because I feel like there's something to it. There's people who tried to kill themselves. You're like, oh no, you can't go nowhere. You still got purpose.
I don't believe in that try shit, but go ahead. You can make it happen. Throw your ass in front of the bus. All of that trying to cut the red light. No,
the only thing that the tries is when it goes to like when somebody for real like maybe hung themselves and then it fell. And
right, you put some effort into it.
At the same time, that person chose how they want to exit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. There's times when I've talked to ancestors in certain spirits, I'm like, hey, you good? They was like, man, we straight. I was like, well, damn, what's going on in the asteroid? Because y'all not tripping. I think the only feeling that I've ever got from a spirit that was like, I feel some type of way of leaving them, but it was my time to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just chose to, stay and protect my loved ones. Right. But
now, do you feel like a person? I mean, I guess this kind of answered it, but so a person can get to an actual point and then they've already gotten so far. It's just not they'll come back. But I'm talking about when they pass, like or however they pass.
That's what you mean, like they're not reincarnated no more. Like they've reached their point. Like,
no. I'm talking about like my mission in life. Let's say I get to my mission in life, and then I get hit by a bus or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I got to my point. And so then there's my time. Do you feel like that's when people pass, or does that play a part into certain people's passing? Like they get to a peak in life and they can't really, it's either, it's nothing more that they can do in life anymore. They've reached their peak. They serve their purpose. They serve their purpose, right. And do you feel like that's some people's stories?
Plays a part into the death date.
Right.
And I hope I'm hearing this right. Like say for instance, I always tell people to be careful what you speak because there's power in the tongue. Some people can speak their death upon them.
Right. I mean, Nipsey is a great example. We could say, like, I'm not saying that Nipsey didn't have more he could do. Of course, because he had plans. Everybody who dies had plans the next day. They had something planned.
I think with Nipsey, that was so unexpected from him.
Okay, well, I'm when I'm using him as an example, I'm saying, like, you can kind of say maybe he did get to a peak. Or, I don't know. Just can you? I mean, I know what I'm trying to say, but I just don't want to just go deep into it because there's more to what I'm saying. But I'm just want to say, can you get to a certain point in a peak in life, and then it's like it's nothing more that
it's always something for you to learn.
Okay.
It's always something for us to learn. Healing is continuing, especially like me. You might see me as like, oh, you're well developed, you're a good girl. Baby, it's still something for me to learn, to heal from.
I wouldn't say that. Well, and this is my personal opinion about your answer, because people die at all ages. Mm-hmm. You know, people die young, people die old.
Right, but I'm saying, so I'm not speaking for those. I'm talking about for certain ones. I don't even want to say all, but I want to say for certain deaths, can it have been like, I mean, shit, what else is this person going to be doing here? How much more can you squeeze out of this person? You know, this person had to die for you to just get the fuck.
I'm not trying to God be with her because she said. No, I feel like when you get to
I wasn't trying to say
wait. I'm going to say this. When you have your elders and people be like, oh my God, they were 90 years old. And I'm like, y'all, they lived their life.
Yeah.
They lived a full life, you know. I was like, don't be sad about them rise in power. You know what I'm saying? Death is one of those sensitive things, though. People just feel some type of way. I just say, make sure you do what you need to do. Take care of your health if that's it. If it's your mental health, whatever, just, you know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so back to this mama-daughter duo. So,
yeah, well, actually, we kind of just skipped into it. I asked her, can she do a reading about the show? About it, you know, kind of our progression in the show. Where do you see it going? Or how do you feel the energy from it now that you've been a guest? And then you threw in the me and her, whatever. Because I didn't want you to go personal on us, because then you probably read some shit. I just wanted it to be the show. But then you threw...
I mean, what do you mean read some shit?
Like into us.
You don't want me to get, see, I wouldn't do that.
I didn't want you.
I wouldn't do that.
But no, I'm fine with it. If you want to do it, I just don't want to do it on air. But I just wanted you to do, wanted you to do the show.
I'm still fine with that.
I just wanted you to do the show.
I'm very personable, like when I'm on live on Facebook or YouTube, I'm like, look, sis, bro, this is what's going on.
Right.
You know, you got a little... checking this dude, but I see you got options, but I need you to focus on yourself first. Like I'll be big sister first before I even just spill your stuff. I'll be like, look, hit me up. Hit me up on message in private.
I got some tea for you.
Okay. But that question, a lot of people ask me about success. But for you all, I feel like anybody can go far. Spirit gave you this idea, you know what I'm saying? Don't focus on the money, be focused on the service. Surface. How far do y'all want to go? Do y'all want to be like the Breakfast Club? Do you know where you want to take it? What is your message? You know,
just write it out.
Just write it out, plan it out, set it up. You gonna quit a couple of times.
We already did. we came back. Look, this is the 5th episode.
No, girl, this is like our 6th episode back.
Oh.
I mean, no, 7. No, at least 7. Because I think it was 5 like 2 weeks ago.
Oh no.
So it's like, I think it's probably like 7.
How far do you all want to take it? Where do you see yourself? Because I can see y'all doing expos. I think they even have like the radio show. Podcast is that new shit.
Right. Okay. So for me, what I see is more of like a satellite radio thing, and I do have it to where it's like there's different goal sets, you know. So I have like, you know, the next thing that I want us to do is to be able to like go out and do the podcast live at places. So I'm like, okay, once we start doing that a lot, then it's like, okay, this is the next point. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I just have, so right now the goal now is to get 500 listens to episode by the end of the year. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm like, these are the milestones.
Y'all already have 500 people listening to you.
We've had it, right? Before.
We got to like almost 400 people. But I'm talking about an episode.
You already have 500 people listening to you.
No, we do.
Yeah, she just told you.
You actually have more than 500 people listening to you.
Right.
You have 1 million listeners listening to you at this moment.
She's telling you.
So I don't see it on the stats. I'm looking for it.
See, that's the thing. If you want to manifest something, you have to act as if it's already happening.
Right.
And so you can't get in your own way. The ego is a very tricky one. You got to use it when the time is right.
Right.
You know? But you're already at 1 million listeners. You have so many people, listen to you around the world. You're traveling. You have people who want you to come on their show just to, broadcast your show. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Just visualize it. You all are powerful. And it's like, the main thing that I will say is remember why y'all started. You know what I'm saying? The money will come. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because everyone like,
no, it was never, the money was never the thing.
It's just a hobby. Okay.
Yeah, well, not even a hobby. It's more of like a creative outlet because like my brain is just a mile, it's crazy. So it's like I have to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what you want me to do. Like
it's
I have
purpose.
to. Yeah, you know
Spirit
what I'm saying?
told you that.
Right. So it never started. It was that of course. Everybody wants money, you know what I'm saying? But it was more so like, I'm going crazy in my brain if I don't like do some journalistic something or, like I'm losing my mind. So, this had to happen. And it makes me feel better. Like, I mean, you can ask her sister. She literally just texted me right before here and asked me if I was going to come tomorrow. And I was like, I don't really know if I should be around people right now. So, and even when y'all came in, yeah, I mean, I say that, because that's true. So, but just doing this just still makes me feel better. Like, and I texted her and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to get through the show and then I'll tell you how I feel tomorrow or whatnot. But like I said, just still having to get my voice out, it just, that's just what I need. Even though I was like in my mood or whatever, me running my mouth is like my thing. Whatever, so,
running her mouth.
Whatever. So, what else you got? Spill the tea about me. I don't care, baby. Put my business out there. I ain't got nothing.
Okay, the mother-daughter duo. We've been together. I should say we've been together in many lives and many spirits.
She said many spirits.
Many lives and many spirits.
Y'all feed off of each other's energy, and it's like a coping mechanism. But I feel like, oh boy, hey spirit, you have an orb over your energy. You have a spirit that's hovering over you.
Girl, that's my peripherals. I'll be telling you, they be lit.
Both y'all need to learn, and I know you didn't want me to, but I have to because Spirit is telling me right now. Learn to call your power back. And I feel like you are doing it with this creative outlet. For some reason, I'm seeing you like on a red carpet and you're like, it's like I'm reporting live. This really is going to take y'all many places, but you all have to see within yourselves. The only thing that I'm seeing that y'all need to focus more on your heart. Not allowing people to drain you. Not being worried about what's going on with everybody else. If you see something, go forth and do it. It's the focus.
Yeah.
It's the focus.
Damn, I just forgot that fast. It was something you just said.
Call your power back.
Right. What do you mean by that?
Call your power back. When you are dealing with certain people, you call your power back first, working with yourself. Do self-healing. I always tell my females, not saying this is for you, with you all, when we have sex with certain people, call your power back. Cleanse your womb out. Because we pick up so much from other people, and we're like, man.
But what if I called him over?
But you still,
it was my decision.
But you still laying with them, and so it's soul ties. Every time you lay with somebody, you get their spiritual nasty Wait,
spiritual nasty.
So if you ever feel like you weren't moving or you feel like you feel stagnant, it's because you are stuck.
That's why you've been feeling like this.
Well, I don't sleep with him anymore.
It just ain't been that long. Looks like anymore. That's why you've been.
First of all, it ain't been that many times.
It came back. It came back.
All it takes is what though?
All it takes is one, but lays nasty stuff all up in ya.
Listen, I'm celibate.
No, I ain't gonna put you like that.
No, I'm not celibate, but this is what I am. I will decide to do that when I decide, and if you're not,
but this is a thing.
Worthy,
it doesn't matter when you decide or whatever. What she's saying is the person you sleep with. It don't matter who.
So
you
what
choose.
do you do afterwards? What do
How she wash that shit up out of her? Oh, we gotta put some douche stuff up in there. Ball them together. She's like, girl, don't you do
Since she took the shot, she gon'
see?
But it's
you can't cut ties,
cut cords, because you gotta think of it like this. It's like an imaginary.
So you can't have sex
it's like an imagine.
It's like, wait, what you say? You can't have sex with?
I can't have sex with her.
Okay, so
snatching your shit.
Let's wait.
He is trying to snatch my soul. I just roll my eyes. Don't be looking me in my eyes.
Oh, he missed the Wilson good.
Yeah. Okay,
no.
Go ahead.
So, okay, let's talk about this briefly. When it comes to having sex, you have to realize with the soul tie, it's just like an imaginary umbilical cord that's connected to that person. So if that person,
penis, but go ahead.
Good.
No, but it's an imaginary. Have you ever like, why is this person even coming up in my mind? Like, I'm not even thinking about you right now. It's because that energy. Have y'all realized that when you try to leave away from a man and you like, I'm done with his stuff, and then all of a sudden he just pop his ass right back up? Mm-hmm. It's because he knows he's connected to your energy. And a lot of women, like, when we try to break away or we trying to manifest, so we can't because that energy, our aura is tainted. So how do you cleanse yourself? You cut the cords. You cut the cords. You don't deal with them anymore. Get your yoni sting. Cleanse your womb out. Get all that gook and stuff.
Okay, so you believe in the yonis?
Oh, I believe in it.
Cause I'm scared to.
Your womb is your brain, mama.
But you're talking. I'm talking about those. Are you talking about the yoni eggs?
I'm not. Oh, the eggs. Oh, yes.
Okay, so but the thing is, I've been scared to I've always wanted to do that, but I'm just scared to put something inside.
You put a dick inside of you. You can't put an egg inside of you.
It's coming from a manufacturer or whatever the fuck the yoni
is. That's the egg.
Okay, you're right. Listen, hey,
stick that yoni in you and cleanse it out. She don't want to get rid of it.
Get this endometriosis and all that shit up.
But you know, doing the yoni cleanse can actually help you with your
yeah.
No, it can.
I got something going on.
It can. No, I'm just playing. You know, to the indie. That's a real thing. I don't want to be messing with people with endometriosis. Yeah. But the yoni eggs is supposed to pull all of that out of you. Yes, but that's the only reason why I never tried it.
The yoni eggs, first of all, is crystals, is gemstones. So, say for instance, they have one. The one that I recommend for all women who've been in a situation, no matter if it's rape, if it's coming out of a relationship, or you just need to cleanse your womb, period, is the black. There's a black egg that they have, obsidian, I believe it is. I recommend that you start that. Y'all, when I used that for the first time, my third eye, my body, my everything was lit.
I'm finna get these niggas ghosts up out of me.
Sorry,
girl. That's what they are, girl. They got to go.
And then once you go through that process, you go to the next egg. They have eggs for different things. If it's self-confidence, if it's
I've seen
all that. Love course, whatever.
Girl, they finna get
okay, but the yoni eggs, you put it in you and take it back out though, right? Because you said
some of them be
dissolved.
Well, I
think y'all talking about different type of eggs.
No. Some of them has been like you leave it in for like a couple days. That's what I'm saying.
She like that.
What are you?
Okay, so say for instance, if you was to put the egg up there, right? The egg is going to absorb all of the energy. It's going to come out by itself because of the weight. God, y'all, it's been times where I went somewhere and lost my egg in a toilet. But it just happened. It's going to come out when it basically that spirit said, hey, you don't need that egg because it's done its work.
Okay, so you're just putting it up there, and when it comes out, it comes out.
Because now, it's good that you...
Is this for what about the looser-walled women?
No, it's going to help you because...
looser-walled
You have your aunt. Okay, we about to get real serious here. Okay, have you ever had that aunt to say, there's power in your pussy, right? So and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? When you put that egg up there, it's doing its work.
So you don't have to do Kegels to hold it in.
Kegels. It's important to do Kegels because that's what builds your wall up.
Right.
But you said you don't have to try to hold it in.
Because what if
hold it? That's important. That's good.
Oh, while you have it in there, you gotta try to hold it in.
If you ever, what was that? And Erica Badu, she would was like, do everything for your pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's power there. When you're doing Kegels, you're basically doing meditation for your yoni. That's basically what that is. When you go to the restroom and you like, okay, they be like, don't hold it. Man, you're building up your wall. Right. That's all that is.
So I should just be doing Kegels all the time.
I started doing talking about it. When we started talking about it, I started doing it.
When you're with your man, do Kegels. Do Kegels on the TV.
Right, I'll do that. I do that.
That's what they like.
I do that.
She said that's a yoni herb cleanse. Okay, what's a yoni? This is what Shannon said.
Okay, so where you get your yoni egg from? I need you to send me the link.
I think yoni is yoni the term for vagina? Or are you calling
it's the Indian.
Indian right. So that's what I was picking up. How you were using the word yoni. So and that's why they called it yoni eggs. But I'm just thinking it's just named yoni eggs. That's like the brand.
Just throwing out the yoni.
Yeah. But now you're telling me that it's actually that's why they're saying that because it's a word for.
Okay. Well, send me the link of where you got your eggs
send me that. Okay, so Shannon said. She said that's a yoni herb cleanse that you take out after a few days. So she must have been commenting on the one that I said about leaving it in for a couple days because those are the ones that I see.
Right.
It was like you put it in.
I know there's one where there's like they're very, very small and like you're sitting there, and I know what she's talking about. I've done them before, but it's just like I think it's best for you to sit over the pot and allow the herbs. Is when you go to certain people, or you can do it yourself. Either way, I've been to where you put on a jacket and then it comes up and you just sit and it just steam. There's another lady who does it where you drink tea as you're doing it, so that way when you go to the restroom, it just flushes out. And it's best to do it. I would say do it after your cycle. Because that way it'll get all that extra.
Right. Because it's like right after.
But you'll feel so, oh my God, it's so amazing.
Girl, it's going to happen.
Real quick.
We're going to get these demons.
Y'all have to.
They on Amazon right now.
They ain't no good. They not no good. And they've been holding me back. His energy been holding me back.
All the way.
But he already know he won't get an answer from me now. But anyways.
I think that was it.
I mean, that's it. We're an hour and 21 minutes in. So, we just want to remind everybody the Shit No One Else Says podcast.
Right.
Go to that. We're on Spotify, YouTube, iHeart.
Everywhere.
iTunes.
Everywhere.
Look us up. Google
us.
All that jazz.
I Googled us last night. It came up really quickly.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
That's it. Give all your stuff.
Make sure you hit me at honeythegoddess.com. I am on Facebook as Melinda Waiters. Facebook won't change my name. Twitter, OG Honeybee, and Instagram, Honey the Goddess TV.
Okay, OG Honeybee, I like that.
And I just want to say, y'all go to her webpage to buy some of her stuff. She has like oils and
I have some goodies for you.
Let's bust it out.
That's so pretty.
It's okay.
I gave you all. This is Mama Watson. This is what I was talking about giving y'all. So this would be a perfect time to take y'all spiritual bath. Okay. And then my specialty oil is the Ocean Demisi oil, which is attraction, love, money. Like it's all purpose. So I recommend if you want to take your bath and then put a couple of drops, or if you just want to put it on yourself and just go. Y'all, I swear by my oil, Oshun Demisi. Like, if people been acting funny with you, they gonna be acting real nice. They gonna be, you be like, what the fuck?
Oshun Demisi.
Oshun Demisi.
Oshun Demisi.
Yes. Okay, well, thank you. If you guys want some of this stuff, y'all have to go to her webpage.
HoneyTheGoddess.com.
Right. Oh, thank you.
I love things that are made by us. Like,
yes.
I love all of that.
Yes,
my sister makes soaps and butters and stuff. She makes a really good butter.
She does. I like her shea butter too.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you try a little bit on your hand. I don't have any extra to give you, but I'm gonna let you try something. It's really, really good. So I love all of that stuff.
Right.
But that's it, y'all.
We're out. And thank you so much
for
driving from Jersey to Houston
to
be with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Very informative.
And we out, y'all.
We're out.
Bye.